DMTV, bitch. Don't get tucked in, pussy.
Bitch, I got money now. Come on, roll that. Let me over here, let's make this clear. I don't want no fear up on this here. I don't want no pee up on no tears of years of fears of drills. My lips are simple.
What's the deal? It's your boy Dwayne McClain at Dwayne McClain TV. Back again with another video, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. And somebody told me to blog on this yesterday. This is about a young man, RP to this young man. This is Mr. Kyren Lacy, if y'all know who he is. He played for LSU, and he passed on April 13th. People are concluding or saying that it could be a possible homicide. Not homicide. Well, he took his own life. And if you look at the events around it, it makes a lot of sense. He was about to go to court. He just did a hit and run. So if you're familiar with this young man, he did a hit and run and hit somebody. I know we have the article later on in the video, but he took the life of an older man in a hit and run, and he was getting charged for a lot of different charges, and he was on his way to court for it, supposedly for the day, and they say he probably took his own life. All right, LSU Kyren Lacy is wanted by police on charges of negligent homicide and failing to hit and run just 2 days after declaring for the NFL draft. So I do feel like this kid got put up under the NFL curse. And we're going to talk about that in this video, about the NFL curse. And we're also going to talk about his age as well, because a lot of things happen to guys at the age of 24. Former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy has passed away at the age of 24 in Houston. A family member has confirmed. His death is suspected, a source said. A spokesperson for the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable Office said that his passing occurred early Sunday morning on April 13th. Lacy was arrested early this year on charges related to a deadly hit-and-run crash in Lafourche Parish. Now, the main thing I want y'all to take away from that article I just read for you is that he passed at 24. I'm going to connect a lot of dots in this video, and going to also be exposing the NFL curse that happens on there. This a lot of times is with NBA players as well, just the curse of going into that, and a lot of players get caught into the crosshair of it. You know, this could be, maybe, an authentic event, but in my opinion, I feel this young man was placed under it. And I've been people like, well, Dwayne, what does this happen to? You know, this can happen to anybody. You got to look at the numbers, all right? You got to pay attention to that. So let's also go back to the article. He passed at age 24, and it happened on April 13th, all right? And 13 is one of their special numbers. Just know that, the powers that be, right? And now this right here is an article about the time where he got into his car accident. Lacy was accused of causing a crash that took the life of a 78-year-old man on December 17th and then fleeing the scene without rendering aid or calling authorities. On January 12th, he turned himself into authorities and was jailed and then released on $151,000 bail. So he was jailed on January 12th, he was jailed, all right? And he passed 24, right? The number I want y'all to take from this article is 17, all right? 7 plus 8 is 15. Everything comes out to 6, man. 7 plus 8 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. The 17, 1 from 7 is 6. If you add up the day that he passed, it comes out to 17 as well. So he got to the car accident on the 17th of December, and the day he passed miraculously equals out to 17. And, you know, 1 from 7 is 6, right? And they like to do things in 3, 6, 9, okay? And I know some of this sounds far-fetched, but please follow me, all right? Now, let's get back to the article. It says, according to news released from Louisiana State Police, Lacy was allegedly driving a 2023 Dodge Charger on Louisiana Highway 20 and regularly passed multiple vehicles at a high rate of speed by crossing the center line, entering northbound lane while in a designated no passing zone. As Lacy was illegally passing other vehicles, the driver of northbound pickup truck abruptly braked and swerved to the right to avoid head-on collision with approaching the Dodge. So he hit the old man head-on. In LSU's most recent season, Lacy led the Tigers in receiving touchdowns and was second on the team in catches and receiving yards. During his 5-year collegiate career at the university and LSU, he caught 162 passes for 2,360 yards and scored 26 touchdowns. The boy was very talented, man. Hate that we had a very talented young man lose his life. RIP to this man, and send my condolences to his family. Really hate that he got caught to his crosshair, but this is a wicked place that they're in, all right? The parish sheriff's office records indicate that Lacy was charged with negligent and felony hit and run with reckless operation of a vehicle, and the grand jury was to begin hearing evidence in the case Monday. So it's supposed to happen today with the hearing for his case, which is one of the reasons why people were assuming that he took his own life, because he was supposed to go to court and it was eating him up. That's a very legitimate reason. But let's start connecting the dots to the 24, which I feel that remember how they got the 27 club, where certain people pass at 27. Well, I think athletes have to pass at the age of 24. So let's start connecting the dots with the NFL curse and the number 24. Y'all remember this dude? This is Damar Hamlin. Crazy he wears number 3, and Kyren Lacy, I don't know if I said, Mr. Lacy wears number 2. But Mr. Damar Hamlin had a crazy situation a few years back where he had cardiac arrest and he almost passed on the field. But I feel like he was supposed to pass that day, but I guess he worked something out, or they felt they could do something with him and they let him live. But I do feel in my heart of heart he was supposed to have passed, but they found a way to market him. Right, so let's go back to the article when it happened. Now, he's a little older now, but at the time, he was only 24. And we are talking about Damar Hamlin in this article. CPR was administered to Hamlin, 24, on the field for multiple minutes after he collapsed following his tackle of Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. Hamlin received oxygen, according to ESPN broadcast, as he was placed in the ambulance and taken off the field some 16 minutes after he collapsed. I told y'all they do everything in sixes, okay? He then was driven to the nearby University of Cincinnati Medical Center. So these two gentlemen have some type of connection to the NFL, and they both have strange events happen to them at the age of 24. Mr. Lacy on the right actually lost his life. Hamlin had a cardiac arrest situation. I do believe he was supposed to lose his life, but the powers that be felt as if they had other plans for his character. Now let's move on to another NFL star that passed at 24. This is Mr. Dwayne Haskins. He's another fellow Dwayne. He played for the Steelers. He passed in a strange way a few years back, or was it last year? And this young man passed trying to cross a road, but they said he was drunk. But I do believe that he was up under the NFL curse as well. And funny thing is, Dwayne Haskins wore number 3 as well, just like Damar Hamlin. This is a quarterback. He's supposed to be wearing number 3, but I think Damar Hamlin was like on defense. Why he wearing number 3? Anyways, NFL quarterback Damar Haskins, 24, loses his life after being hit by a truck. A Heisman Trophy finalist at Ohio State and backup with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Haskins has passed Saturday being struck on a Florida highway. And Haskins was another death that happened in April. His happened April 9th. Mr. Lacy, the boy from LSU, he passed on April 13th. Now, Dwayne Haskins is a strange case because he was drunk and he was walking on the highway and he got hit by a dump truck. I don't even know if they even got the guy that hit him, but I know they found that the dude that hit him was not at fault. But this Dwayne Haskins is another person that passed at age 24. So this is 3 guys who all have ties to the NFL who had strange events happen to them at the age of 24 within the past 5 years. Now this is like only a few years within each other. All right, let's move on to another NFL player that passed at 24. I don't even know if y'all ever heard of this one. I had to do some research for this. This right here is Kyren Jackson. He wore the number 31. Crazy. The other guy's wearing 3. I guess he's like the glue to it. This young man here, he passed as well at the age of 24. And I know they can pay for the Vikings. Kyren Jackson, Minnesota Vikings rookie, passes at age 24 after a triple car crash. Great player, better person. The athlete's high school teammates, Isaiah Hazel, Anthony Layton, also passed as a result of the July 6th incident. So 3 people passed on this day. I told y'all to do stuff around the 3, 6, and 9. July, the 7th month, on the 6th day, that's 13. Mr. Lacy passed on April 13th. I can't say his name. I don't know if it's Kyren. I don't know how you say his name. So that's why I call him Mr. Lacy. Kyren Jackson, a 2024 NFL draftee, has passed at age 24. The athlete who was set to make his NFL debut this fall in Minnesota Vikings rookie cornerback died in a triple fatal car crash in his home state of Maryland in the early morning of Saturday, July 6th. All right? And I didn't read up the full what happened to the crash or what caused the crash. All I know is another NFL person who passed at the age 24. And this man passed in 2024, so last year. Y'all, all these guys passed at age 24, or something happened to them at the age of 24. within the past 5 years, I think Damar Hamlin's the oldest situation. Dwayne Haskins 2023, one dude's 2024, another dude's 2025, and another dude's 2022. Every year, seems like. And like I said, Damar Hamlin's the only one who lived, but I do suspect they wanted him gone, right? Now, this is another situation that happened, but this is kind of reaching. The North Carolina player passes at age 23, but this is it's a football player. He passed at age 23. And this is another football player that had something happen to him. He passed at 23. 23, 24 ain't that far from each other. They not. And guess what? 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. They always doing stuff around the number 6. Now I got some information to you to read about the importance of the 2-4, why they pass around the age of 24, and what is really going on behind it. All right, let's read some of this information that we got. The number 24 carries heavy symbolic weight in Hollywood occult numerology, elite rituals, and esoteric encoding, especially when it appears in the context of athletes, celebrities, and untimely death. Here's a deep decode of what the number 24 is often signaling in the symbolic language of the hidden elite. The numerological breakdown: 24, 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 is a powerful occult number and often representing imperfection, striving towards harmony and the material world, as opposed to 7, which is a spiritual plane. Repeated use of the number 6 as in 666 is deeply tied to Saturn and the symbolism, control, sacrifice, and inversion of the divine order. 24 equals time cycles and control. 24 hours in a day, the full circle of time, is often used to symbolize control over the entire life cycle. Athletes or celebrity marked with 24 may be seen as offerings or tokens in a ritual to bind time or halt spiritual growth or reset cultural cycles. Kobe Bryant in the cult of 24, perhaps the most famous and ritually loaded example, is Kobe Bryant, who wore the number 24 in his career. His death in a helicopter crash at age 41, 4 plus 5, symbolized a transition, a gate, especially when considered alongside the deep numerology in his career and scripted symbolism in his animations, commercials, and Nike campaigns. The number 24 became enshrined in media as a number of excellence and a metronome, elevating it into mythic territory. Age 24 equals sacrifice window. Many celebrities or athletes who die at age 24 or around it are caught at a threshold past you pre-master. This mirrors the Christ window, age 27 to 33, being symbolic of spiritual mastery. Except 24 cuts them before spiritual activation, a symbolic interpretation of purpose often used in ritual sacrifice narratives. These sacrifices are sometimes read as energy extractions, a way to steal potential and redirect it elsewhere in the system. 2 times 12 equals 24, dual discipleship. 12 is a number of disciples, gates, or zodiac signs. 2 times 12 may present a dual initiation or the completion of both light and shadow paths. So 24 becomes a symbolic closing or sealing of a spiritual loop. Saturn worship and death occult ties. The number 24 may also appear in connection to Saturn, the keeper of time, karma, and death. Within Hollywood dark undercurrent, this could be seen as part of a Saturnian death ritual, where those marked with the number are used to satisfy a cosmic or contractual debt, especially if the athlete or artist shows signs of spiritual independence, rebellion, or influence. They become candidates for symbolic removal. So with that being said, there's plenty of reasons why I do believe these young men were harmed and their lives were taken within this. Y'all, this only happened 4 years. All these boys died at 24 years old and they all had connection to the NFL. This is not a coincidence. So the stuff we talk about over here is to be taken serious, and it is for awareness. This is not something for play. I know people want to call us weird and say you're crazy, but there's no way you can watch this video and connect all these dots. And then by the end of the video, you still want to conclude that this was all a coincidence and people just die. That is true. People do just die, but I do feel like these boys got part of the NFL. The NFL was created by the Freemasons, the Brotherhood. All the sports were. Baseball, basketball, football. They were created by that. So these guys are being part of a game that's way bigger than us. It supersedes us. The NFL pretty much kicked out the church on Sundays. It took over Sundays. But I RIP to this young man, to these young men. I feel really bad for them. I send my condolences to their family. Let me know if there's any other video that y'all want me to blog on. And let me know if there's anything else y'all need some breakdowns on. I kind of found a different flow for this format We're going to make the videos a little shorter, as you can see, but let's get the same amount of information out. Please hit my email, patrock1982@gmail.com, if you need promotion on any of your products, videos, channels, movies, etc. Again, this is the boy Dwayne McClain, Dwayne McClain TV. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. I'm out.